Hi, I'm Agile Bob, and today I'm coming to you from my home office during the COVID-19 pandemic of 2020. The topic on the top of my mind today is mental health. I've heard from so many people that are struggling. They don't know how to be productive working from home. You used to go into an office, you had a work day, you'd work 8, 10, 12, whatever many hours a day it was. You took lunch at a certain time, you knew what you were expected to do. It was all fairly simple. And now we're trying to do that from home, and it's really hard. People are struggling. They can't figure out, how do I sit in a chair for 8 hours a day or 10 hours a day or 12 hours a day? Well, think about it. When you were at work, were you really productive for that entire time? Oh, by the way, did you eat lunch? Did you go to the bathroom? Sorry to be kind of specific, but those things happen during the day. When we're at home, we forget that those things still have to happen. I've heard from so many people who forget to eat lunch. So mental health is something really important to take care of, and I want to give you 3 tips for things that I've been doing that have helped me with my mental health. Number 1, dress like you're at work. I have an Agile for All shirt on. It's what I wear most of the time when I'm working, and this reminds me that I am at work, and so I do it just to keep in that routine. Number 2, keep your sense of humor. Sometimes we use Zoom for video calls, and there are lots of ways to keep your humor on Zoom, and I'm going to show you a few now. As you can see, this is my home office, and this is what I usually look like when I'm on Zoom. But I said you want to keep your sense of humor, so once in a while we have to change things up. One of the things I really like about Zoom is the fact that you can change your background. It doesn't have to be my boring office. In fact, if I feel like I want to go play golf, maybe I switch to the 7th hole at Pebble Beach. Boy, I wish I could play there right now. Or maybe I feel like I should just mess with people a little bit, and I might put this one up as my background. This one has a little bit of an interesting piece to it, which is, that is not Neil Armstrong. Neil Armstrong was the very first man on the moon, but that's Buzz Aldrin, who is the one who planted the flag. Neil Armstrong is the one who took the picture. Little known fact. I might also feel like saying, let's be on a beach. Notice in the background I have video. That's another feature of Zoom that can actually be kind of humorous, depending on the kind of video you put up there. I'm not saying do anything that would be unsafe at work, but have a little bit of fun while you're at it. Maybe the Northern Lights are your thing. Again, another video. One of my personal favorites, every once in a while, you just have to think, what would Jean-Luc Picard do? Let's go to the Starship Enterprise and find out. Presto changeo, I'm back in my office now. And I want to tell you more about keeping your sense of humor. Some things I've heard that have been really good ideas. A lot of companies are starting a water cooler channel in their Slack or whatever they use for instant messaging. And basically that's a channel where anything goes. Sometimes people post prompts and people answer questions. These are really good channels, especially if leaders can be involved and keep being involved in those channels. Also, leaders showing their sense of humor during their communications. Leaders remain communicative. You have to remember to communicate all the time. Also, I've seen a lot of Zoom sessions where people bring their pets on. Some even record them doing stupid pet tricks and put those into Slack or some other forum to share. All of these are good ways to blow off a little bit of stress and keep your humor up. And rule number 3 I have is work smarter, not longer. You weren't productive for 8 hours a day at work. I don't care what you try to tell me. You're not gonna make me believe it. So what I've been personally trying to do is I've been trying to do 2 blocks of 2 hours each per day. That's a total of only 4 hours a day that I'm trying to be productive. But those are a good solid 4 hours where I'm being really productive. Studies have shown that when you actually have less time in your workday to do stuff, you make smarter decisions about what to actually accomplish. So this keeps you focused. I break my 2 hour segments into 4 blocks. Each block is either 25 or 30 minutes of work, followed by a 5-minute break. So I have 3 25-minute blocks and 1 30-minute block of work, adding to an hour and 45 minutes, and 15 minutes of breaks during that 2 hours. During those breaks, it's really important to get up and move around. You don't want to be sitting for 2 straight hours. That's bad for your posture, bad for a lot of things. So get up and move around every 25 to 30 minutes. Lastly, remember that this is about your mental health. Do what you need to do to keep yourself in good spirits and basically mentally healthy. Oh, and physical health is important too. So remember, wash your hands.